If you're tired of the standard business and marketing fundamentals, frameworks, and funnels, you need a little mischief. Get ready to turn up the volume on the CEO Mischief Maker podcast, where you access conversations with seasoned business owners who have smashed through mindset barriers, innovated the standard boring business and marketing playbooks, and executed future-paced strategies with bleeding-edge tools and tactics to micro-fail their way into massive success and growth. We are Mindset Impact Strategic Catalysts helping innovative entrepreneurs focus. We are CEO Mischief Makers. Ready to make a little mischief? All right, welcome back to the conversation, CEO Mischief Makers. You are here with myself and Roy Meyer. So Roy, welcome back. Great to have you. Oh my gosh. All right. So again, if you have not listened to Mondays and Wednesdays episode, you need to do that right now, because what Roy's going to talk about now is obviously where the rubber meets the road, where we're in the weeds. We're going to take some of the impact, the innovation, and the mindset that Roy has shared with us before and actually put it into practice. So Roy, you've talked about, first off, your travel and the mindset shifts you've had to have for that, and then to also have your business be a vital business, using vital assistance instead of virtual assistants. But then also that whole aspect of who do you need in your business to make your vision a reality, to make your strategy that you want for your life an actual reality that you can live. So now let's take it down to ground level and say, all right, awesome, Roy. I'm sold. I want to travel. I want to have my business be virtual with vital assistance, and I want to have a strategy for my life. First off, start a little bit about that. Tell me a little bit more about what that strategy looks like. But how do I do that? How in the world do I take, let's say, my agency, and I go out and travel and have a vital assistant, a VPA, help me in my business to keep me accountable, help me understand the metrics that I need to be accountable to be able to serve my clients and live the life I want. So start with strategy and then take me into, how do I do this?
Yeah. So once again, when this is all for us is about not only having a successful business, but really an incredible life, an extraordinary life. And so coming back, we want to make sure that you are establishing what is that vision, what is that vision that you have for your life, and putting that strategy together of identifying, first of all, what that is. And then also, as Mary said, who's the team that's going to help you do that? Now, the biggest thing what happens is many times you have people that have big goals but no plans. And our goal for you is to have, big goals and big plans, but you also need to be able to take advantage and put that into play and make that happen. So how do we do that? Well, a couple of things. First of all, as you're working in your strategy, we're in a time where it's really a stressful time right now. And what happens, people get very stressed out. The main reason being they don't have clarity on where they're going. And they're really related to each other, meaning the more clear you are on your vision, the more clear you are on your plan, the less stress you're going to have. The less clarity you have on your vision, the less clear you are on your plan, the less clear you are on your goals, the higher your stress. So if you're looking for a way to actually bring your stress levels down, it's getting clear on your direction. It's getting clear on your vision. And one of the things you need to do as you're putting this plan together is you need to have a way to hold yourself accountable to move this needle forward. It's not good enough just to say, okay, here's my vision and here's my plan, but then there's no actions. So how do you take the actions on that? What are your daily habits that you're going to form so that every single day you are moving that needle forward towards your goals? One of the things that happens, and I'm going to share, there's lots of tools. There's lots of shiny objects that I could share. We all get subject to them. But I'm going to share one that I think is one of the greatest tools, and it has been the biggest difference maker in helping me to achieve our vision, helping me to implement our strategy, helping my team or my vital assistants to help manage me or hold me accountable. And this might seem simple, but I'll share with you, when I started learning this and leveraging this, it was a game changer. So I could give you, once again, 1,000 different shiny objects and tools, but I'm going to give you one that you've heard of, you probably have never used, and that's a Google Calendar. It is a game changer. And so when I say that, meaning you need to get used to using subtopic calendar. I love the Google Calendar. I highly recommend you use that. So your team can't manage you. You can't be held accountable. I forget the saying, but it might have been Gary Keller or somewhere else, where, if you show me somebody's calendar, I can show you where they're going, or I can tell you where they've been.
Yeah.
And for me, when I really focused on, okay, I've aligned what my vision is, I know what I want to achieve, I know what my plan is, I need to get that into my calendar to take action. And so that I would highly encourage, you to start using that, start getting your daily habits into that. And one of the things that I do, because life happens to all of us, we travel full time, we have a fun, amazing, incredible life. And once again, it doesn't have to be travel for you. It could be anything. Everybody has a different idea of what their ideal life looks like. For us, it's travel. So we have this amazing life that we love. However, things happen for us, and I need to be prepped. I need to be planned. It didn't happen by accident. And I need to be having things in my calendar that I know I can focus on. And we have businesses that we're building. The one thing that I did that was a big help for me as well, Mary, was the first thing every single day is I want to know, what is that one item that's going to move my business forward? What is that one item that's going to move me closer to my vision and my goals? And I do that first thing every single day, so that no matter what happens the rest of the day, I've moved that needle forward, because things are going to happen. If you wait till the end of the day, or maybe at night, you're tired, things don't happen. Most often people will look back at their day and say, you know what? It was just another hamster wheel day. I didn't move that needle forward. So we always encourage that you put that in the first part of your calendar, first part of your day, move that business forward, move that needle forward in your business, in your life. Now, even for me, once again, I still struggle once again. And so having that partner, whether it's a virtual assistant or a productivity assistant or your accountability partner, making sure that they are aligned with your vision, they're aligned with what you're doing, making sure they know that's getting into your calendar. My executive assistant manages my calendar. She's in charge of my calendar. She is holding me accountable. She is, each day asking me, did you achieve these things that were in your calendar? If I didn't, she is in my calendar making sure they're getting rescheduled, because she knows we have this goal to hit. And if I am not making that happen, then it's going to have an effect on all of us. Now, one little side note that I would add to that is it's really important for a motivation perspective to know, what are the consequences if you don't do this? When you're establishing your vision and you're putting a strategy together for your life, and you have all of these great ideas, that's great and it's fun to think about that. But if we don't attach a consequence, many times we just aren't motivated to move forward. And so I always love to identify 3 consequences. Okay, well, what if I don't take action on this? Who's it going to impact? Who is it going to affect? What if I don't do this? And so when I can look at these consequences, for me personally, those are big motivators to keep me moving forward on taking these daily actions and moving forward in my business. And once again, you can Google how to best use a Google Calendar and all that, but that is the single most important thing that I have used. When we were thinking about traveling, I had to get extremely organized. I had to really get crystal clear on my vision. I had to get crystal clear on my plan. If I didn't get that into a calendar, it was just random and it wasn't going to happen. We could have never taken off on time like we had. So I would really encourage you to get organized and take advantage of that, have some type of an accountability partner. And once again, we are revolutionizing this by using our VPAs to do that. And then also, I highly recommend, once again, the book, The Who Not You, or The Who Not How, rather, by Dan Sullivan. It's an eye-opener to help you how you think and how you process. I've gone from thinking, okay, I have to work hard, I'm focused on how to do something, and I've wasted so much time in the past on the how. And then I was, told, okay, well, you need to focus on the processes, not the goal. If you want to lose weight, well, the goal is not to focus on the goal, it's to focus on the process that's going to help you lose weight. Well, I like to focus on the who is going to hold me accountable, who is going to help me, who is going to help me achieve this, whether it's a big plan in your business or a vision you have for yourself personally, who can help you. And for me, Every how, every what needs to be attached to a who. And so whether you're using a vital productivity assistant to help you with managing your time, with helping to hold you accountable, you need to look at your own business model and say, okay, how much of your time are you spending on the hows in your business? How much of your time are you spending on the what's in your business? And start thinking about, okay, I need to start rethinking this about who can replace all of these things. And so that would be my goal for everybody, because that has really been, for me personally and for our clients, when we start adding all of these who's, that is the game changer. That's where you catapult. That's where companies are 10xing and rocketing their results, and rocketing not only business, but their lifestyles. Very few companies are out there doing it on their own, or very few people are out there doing it on their own. All the successful ones have a lot of who's that are helping them along the way. And just in closing on that, there was a great story, and it was actually in the book. Michael Jordan, greatest basketball player of all time. Chicago Bulls are like, okay, how are we going to start winning championships? So, well, Michael Jordan, we're going to draft him. That's going to be the key. Chicago Bulls didn't do anything for 6 years. They didn't win anything for 6 years. They had Michael Jordan, greatest player. Well, when they surrounded him with the who's and with the team, that is when they ramped up to all the championships. It wasn't because he couldn't do it by himself. He couldn't do it on his own. It was the who's that surrounded him that helped him to elevate to do those championships. So same thing for you in your business as well. So hopefully that answered your question.
Yes. Okay. So everyone listening, if you are still a superhero solo entrepreneur like I was many years ago, and I used to hold that as a badge of honor. I did everything myself. I touched everything. I was the best one that knew everything about my business. And that's where I come up with, well, I guess I'm a superhero solo entrepreneur. And I didn't realize not only how lonely that was, but also how much that specifically was holding me back to the goals, to the life, to the business that I wanted, because I was alone. And I agree with you 100%, Roy. If you surround yourself with the right who to do the specific task and to help you be accountable to your role in your business, you have no choice but to grow. But it's when you think, and here we go right back all the way circle to mindset again. When you have that mindset that, no, I'm the only one who can do this, then you're going to stay at that limit, the limit of only what you can do. But when you open up that mindset and you start using people around you effectively, and especially for the productivity that you need, oh my goodness, the opportunities are absolutely incredible. So is there any last piece of advice that you would give? Let's say someone who's listening that just is like, oh my gosh, I want that. I just don't know what I should be able to hand over to someone else. You started with the calendar. Should it be the calendar first? Should there be something else that, let's say, a coach or a course creator or an agency owner or someone, or any kind of business owner, small business owner, what are maybe the top 3 types of tasks or duties they might be able to hand over to someone else to really start that growth process that you've been talking about?
So, it's going to be different for most companies or most people, but I'll share what I think is really what I would recommend is the number one hire that everybody should do. And that you had mentioned an executive assistant. That for me is when I talk with clients or consulting with some of our customers or even CEOs, and I look at what they're doing in their daily business, just themselves, that they should not be doing. That's something an EA should be handling for them. And so once you understand what an EA can do, it's game changing for you take these things off your plate. Now, obviously, managing emails, managing your schedule, people to get to me now have to go through her. Usually when people talk to me via email or they're reaching out, they're not talking to me. They're talking to my executive assistant. If they can't impress her, they're not going to get to me. But she has taken so much off of my plate. And if you do a time audit, first of all, where are you really spending your time, and getting a good understanding that's going to help you to understand what are the things that I can hand off? What are the things that I'm doing that I shouldn't? The other same thing, why is it so important for you to know the value of your time? I personally believe you should be outsourcing anything that's worth less than the value of your time. If the value of your time is worth $100 an hour, you shouldn't be doing things that you could be outsourcing for 10. So it's really critical that you understand that number. Now, when we talk about an executive assistant, I'm going to share the incredible talent that's out there. Like my executive assistant is probably far smarter than I am. She has a PhD in education and some other avenues. I don't. She is amazing and coming up with ideas for me and things that we can do. All of the things that she does. So when we talk about where would we start, that would be the first place I would start. The second place, once again, what's the value of your time? What are you doing? And doing a time audit. So starting with an EA, knowing the value of your time and doing a time audit so you know where your time is going. And then once again, on your goals, when you're setting those goals, coming back to not so focused on the how, but focused on, okay, maybe it's not a virtual assistant, but who is going to help me to achieve this? It doesn't, usually the higher you go, the higher you're looking to scale, the bigger the problems and the bigger the who that you're going to need to know. And one thing, Mary, just in closing, autopilot is almost second nature, when we're living life by default. Unfortunately, it really is. And most people, once again, are where they are by default, not by design. I know I was for way too many years, and we just haven't been taught to take the inventory and to set goals that are going to fit who we are. So we want to be able to get the most out of our life. And it's critical that once again, we have that strategy and we get that who, we identify what those needs are in our business. And one of the things that I hate the most is to see others who are perfectly capable of having this extraordinary life. And we settle for less. I know that was me for way too many years. And the key to do that is know your vision, get a plan together. Who are the who's to help you get there? Because you have every right. You have every opportunity to live this incredible, extraordinary life. And I'll leave you with a final quote. This is from Jeff Reeder, another great book, Do Life Differently, is that we need to lead our fight against the gravitational pull of average. We are constantly, who are we surrounding us for? Ordinary is okay. Ordinary is what, most people are looking to achieve and do in their life. So, we need to continually fight that gravitational pull because we think we're doing okay, but when we look around, it's really more of an average thing. We're looking for everybody to have an extraordinary life. And I hope everybody on your call and what you're presenting to everybody on the episodes that you're doing, I know that is helping them to go down that path.
Okay, hold on. If your mindset was shifted, you were inspired to innovate, and you were spurred into action, don't just move on with your day. Focus, my friend, and take a few minutes to visit CEOmischiefmaker.com to learn more about the value that was shared with you today. Please act now and create some CEO mischief of your own.